Okay, I am allowed to say this. 10:27 a.m., June 18th, 2025. Last night, they're merchant marines, they're mercenaries, they're Latino, they're big. They're all dead. The good military executed them. There's quite a few. They are psychotic. They work for wannabe Muslim terrorists called the Saudi Arabian royal family and the Ayatollah. Remember, the Ayatollah drives in his car yelling out his big American mouth and gets blown up to bits. Boom. There's no more Ayatollah after that. Coming to the TV very soon for you to see. Stay tuned. They sent the Muslim terrorist wannabe religiously driven. They're not the real thing. All terrorists, white ones or Arab ones, covering themselves in cloth, go bye-bye. Bye-bye. So let me tell you what's going on with Instagram. Besides the tech aspect, the IT aspect, besides all the IEDs, besides all the manufactured explosive weapons, besides the tech aspect, this is the American crowd. This is all your lovely Americans. You can read what they think and what they have to say. They like to go on the internet. They like to go on the TV. They want you to listen to them, just like the Ayatollah does. The Ayatollah is not just obsessed with America, he is, without being a citizen, an American. He's an identical twin of the very humans that he is obsessed with. Do the math. If you're not so obsessed, Ayatollah, with America, you wouldn't talk about them and devote your life to taking over America. And why do you do it? To be exactly like they are. That's all you do, because you want to be an American. Why is that? Because you're Satan. You're a blasphemous Muslim, covering yourself in cloth. You're a Satanist. Simple math. If the Ayatollah was really a man of God, he wouldn't pay attention to the Satanists in America. He would defend his life and his people and their lives without becoming Satan himself and becoming an American. The Ayatollah wouldn't be taking over Iran as he stole Iran back in 1978 or some date on that time period. And he wouldn't be stealing and thieving and lying like the little white Satan did before him. Remember, all the humans act just like Lucifer did, but they fail to remember he's white. It's okay, it's an angel thing. I find that funny. Yeah, we worship a white fallen angel. I know. We'll talk about that later. I don't care what they think. It's all in their heads. They're in fantasy. Okay, so they think Jesus is coming from the clouds wearing sandals to save them. Of course, that's just the white ones here. Jesus only comes to save the little white Christians. Don't forget their fantasies they have in their head. Oh, and he comes from the clouds, and oh, he's wearing sandals. Your crucifixion never happened. Your entire Bible is an oxymoron. But I'm Christian. I'm going to teach you something about Christianity. You'll never forget it. You'll never forget me. No, I've named my name in history, Jesus. Jesus helped me do it. I did it all by myself, too. Figures that, right? Little Pope. You know the Ayatollah very well. You got to agree, right? Moving on. So the Ayatollah is a little American, okay? He's nothing but a little American. Big mouth little American, always on the TV who can't shut up. All right? Here's the deal with the Instagram obsession for the internet of the Americans. The little messages they keep sending are how smart and genius they are. All the mercenary Marines, whatever they were, they come on a boat, they're like mercenaries, okay? They're Latin, they're incredibly dangerous. It takes military men to execute them. What they did last night and yesterday is what I'm trying to tell you. And how stupid Ayatollahs, precious little Americans are. Remember, the Ayatollah is nothing more than the great Satan America himself. If he was not the great Satan obsessed with America himself, then he wouldn't care about America. He would have done so many angelic ways to bring it down besides become one. Because that's what he really was. He was little white Satan to begin with in the first place. Please know the math here. He lies and steals, and he fooled and lied to people instead of protecting them and defending them, because he is Satan, Lucifer, who is white. Get your shit together here and know what you're talking about, or don't be spewing it out your mouth. These are the rules from here on, little humans. Okay. So they came here. They had to be executed. As of last night, there was no more of these Latin mercenary fucking devil men. This is my terms of speech. They were really bad. It took heroes, war heroes, not me. I had to shelter in place. When they came near this perimeter, I had to pretend that I went to bed. So I've described how I do that. And then when they were dead and the people they came to kill were dead, I could get back up and watch my Caribbean cop show. I had to turn my little Caribbean cop show off and pretend to go to bed, and then get back up out of bed. And while I pretended to go to bed, they all came under my floor. That was their targets. The people crawling under my floor, working, doing construction sound, poisoning me. We'll talk about everything they do under the floors later, okay? That was their targets. That's why I had to go to bed, because their targets were literally coming underneath me. So it was time for me to pretend to go to bed. Turn the Caribbean cop show off right now. Make it obvious you're going to bed. Pretend to go to beddy bye. And get back up when it's all over. So these motherfuckers come, okay? They're psychotic, dude. I'll tell you how psychotic. They killed their targets. The heroes killed their ass. And guess who drives out the next morning? One of the cannibals. What do you think that cannibal's doing with all these dead bodies? What have I been telling you? They cannibalized by the White House. That's where I draw my red line when they light up my house with it. Okay? We'll keep repeating this until you learn. Okay, so the good guys got rid of not just the ones that came here, these Latin sent in by wannabe Muslim terrorists, rich white American basically is what they are. They are all obsessed with America. They want to be so bad they've become it. The Saudi royals, all these men over there, they call themselves kings. They're not. They're not shit. They're keeping you starved and getting you blown up, but thank God it's us doing it, because all I'm doing is going to help you put a government up and make a new grocery store and make things better. I can't wait. Pick it out and tell me, and it's done. You want a cool hospital with super like eccentric things, like maybe some chandeliers or windows, just tell me it's done. You get to rebuild, and you pick your own people, and you pick your own government and power, okay? It's really simple math. But last night, so they came here and they're going after these idiots that keep going onto the internet. And here's the chain of events. Here's how it works with them. I'm trying to cram this into 13 minutes. These men came here after they had killed the call girls. These are despicable women. Look, they put themselves in harm's way. I cry uncle. If they want to keep accepting the escort job of these kind of trained killers, then you don't know what you want to wave a red flag in front of a bull and stand there 100 times and play with your life. I cry uncle fine. Okay, so they killed a gang of freaking hookers, these men. All the men had to do was call them and get their their sex from them. They're so perverse. They killed them after they get the sex. And one of these guys is so sick, he's dead now. He wore latex gloves when he strangled her to death. And he strangled her to death against a dresser drawer. But he's an assassin, so he knew where to kill her, and he knew how, and they're really big, they were. So they can't just get in and out real fast, real easy. They're big guys that can't be detected. It's partly because of their size they are, okay? They're so fucking sick. I told you they do this. They go in, personally strangle fucking hookers. That's Jack the Ripper. All right, they're dead, okay? Then they came here. Okay, we're up to 10 minutes. Okay, so they got to the call girls. And once they got to the call girls, they got to the people at the renter's court. There's this big, fat, ugly bitch. She's a fighter, street fighter, okay? But she's been pampered with massages and expensive perfumes, but she has really bad skin. She's dead now. She's like 300 pounds, African American. She's dead now. They got to her first, okay? She's the type of street fighter you need to use martial arts on, okay? You can't approach her any other way, okay? But she's dead now, okay? And then once they got to her, they got to the rest of the renter's court. That renter's court I was talking about yesterday, they had to take it out, okay? There's 2 left in the renter's court that are up for serious arrest. We're talking terrorism. We're talking treason. They're going out of that court or wherever these guys, the good guys, take them, and they're fucking arresting them. I mean, this is serious world news, okay? They're African American. One has long dreadlocks, one has long braids. I've been in there. I've seen them. If it's the one with long braids that I'm thinking of, yeah, it's her. Anyways, we're up to 11 minutes. So they're wiping out the renter's court. Once they got to the renter's court, the ones they needed, they went to these 2 white guys that were in the army. They protect Donald Trump. Okay, that's their job, okay, to protect Donald Trump. They're in the army. I can describe exactly what these 2 white guys look like, but we're going to do it later because we're up to almost 13 minutes. Once they got to that, they stopped because the next step is the executive staff, and after that is Donald himself. That's the Russian evil military. Goodbye.